I want to preface this story by saying these events happened several decades ago, and I apologize if my memory isn't perfect. A close friend of mine, who's heard this tale more than a few times, always tells me to share it on Reddit, so here I am, giving it a shot. I'm no Hemingway, but I'll do my best to make this worth your time. I was born in early December of 1970 in a small farming town tucked away in central Washington. One of those blink-and-you-miss-it places that sits quietly between more interesting destinations. My family worked cattle and did construction. Humble living, as my grandpa used to say, with calloused hands and boots by the door. I had two older brothers who could best be described as rough around the edges, the kind of kids who stirred dust wherever they went, loud and brash and always one step away from trouble. Me? I was a bit softer, a mama's boy. I preferred to stay quiet, do my chores, and keep out of their way. Our town was small and tightly knit. Sundays meant church in the morning and family lunch at the Grange Hall afterward. The whole town would show up. If someone stubbed their toe on Tuesday, you'd hear about it over mashed potatoes by Sunday. The wives held a book club that no one believed was about books. Secrets didn't last long in our town, if they even got to be secrets at all. I was about 14 or 15 when the whispers started. It was the summer of '84. I remember it clearly because Born in the USA was blaring from nearly every radio, and that album practically became the soundtrack of my youth. That was also the summer we started hearing about him. A strange man had been spotted on the outskirts of town, never speaking, never approaching, just watching. He wore a white t-shirt, blue jeans, dark work boots, and a red baseball cap. The getup reminded everyone of Springsteen, so, naturally, folks started calling him Bruce. At first, it was harmless. Mostly kids are teasing each other. "Keep your window closed or Bruce will get you." We'd laugh and make up ghost stories. Camping trips turned into G.I. Joe missions, where someone would always swear they saw Bruce in the tree line, only to get called a liar, or worse, a wimp. Still, even as we made fun of it, none of us liked being alone outside for too long. There was a quiet unease that crept in when the sun dipped below the wheat fields. I'd keep my blinds shut tight every night, even though I told myself my second-story window made me safe. That fall, the story of Bruce simmered down, at least in public. But in private, at family lunch or whispered in pews, the legend kept going. I remember one Sunday in particular. My dad was talking to our neighbor, Mr. Felterman. The Feltermans had a boy named Johnny, one of my best friends. "Davy's son says he saw that man looking through his window the other night," Felterman muttered. My dad scoffed. "That Bruce crap is just a bedtime story for kids who won't behave." "Maybe," Felterman replied, "but Davy ain't the type to spook easy. He looked pale when he told me." Later, Johnny told me everything. Said he woke up early, felt that chill, the kind that grips your spine before your eyes even open. Standing outside his window, under the moonlight, was a man in a red cap. Johnny said he couldn't make out the face. The brim shadowed it, but he was just standing there, a stone, watching. Johnny screamed for his dad. The man didn't flinch, just kept staring, motionless. When Mr. Feltman came in and saw the figure, he grabbed his shotgun and bolted outside. But by the time he fired, Bruce was gone, vanished, just like smoke in the cold. The sheriff's office came by but found no tracks, no prints, nothing but frost on the ground and a shaken-up family. Most of the town still called it nonsense. Kids made fun of Johnny at school, but I believed him. I didn't want to, but I did, especially after what happened that winter. My dad was remodeling our sunroom and hadn't finished installing the front door. For a while, our entryway was just a plastic tarp stapled to the frame. Worst timing imaginable. A snowstorm had just rolled in, and the wind blew snow straight into the house. I remember sitting on the couch with my brothers watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, a birthday gift.
I was lost in the dream of being Indiana Jones. Suddenly, my dad stomped in, flicked my brother's ear, and pointed to the carpet. "How many times do I have to tell you dipshits to take off your boots?" We looked where he pointed and froze.
Fresh snow tracks leading from the tarp entrance straight up behind our couch. None of us had moved. No one had left in, and yet there they were. Prints too big to belong to any of us. "Dad, we've been inside the whole time," my brother started. My dad cut him off. "Bullshit. Clean it up and go help your mom with the groceries." We obeyed. But the fear in our eyes said what words couldn't. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept running through possibilities. Was it my imagination? Had we not heard anyone come in through the tarp? And most of all, how close had he gotten to us? That fear faded with the snow, like most things do. Spring returned, and so did the heat, and with it, long work days under the sun. My brothers and I spent our days hauling materials, sweating through our shirts, and coming home to bale hay or feed the cows. My only reprieve was dinner, hot meals from Mom, and a chance to rest before it all started again. But summer meant bonfires, and bonfires meant freedom. One night, my brothers and I headed out to a party in an open field, the kind of party where half the town showed up and the other half already knew about it. Parents would stick around until sundown, then leave us teens to the real festivities. That night was typical: music, beer, flirty glances across the firelight. I was sitting on a worn-out bench, nursing a lukewarm beer, when I saw something, a flash of white beyond the fire. I squinted. There, standing at the edge of the tree line, was Washam. Blue jeans, white shirt, red baseball cap, still as a statue. My heart jumped. I turned to my buddy next to me. He was mid-rant about some girl he liked. "Are you even listening to me?" he asked. I didn't respond, just kept staring. He followed my gaze. "Who's that?" he asked, brow furrowing. "I don't know. Looks like that Bruce guy, doesn't it?" He laughed nervously. "Come on, that's just a dumb campfire story." "Then why the hell is some guy standing alone at the edge of the woods?" I shot back. He didn't have an answer. We both stared again, and the figure was gone. Just like that, like he'd melted into the darkness. The hairs on my neck stood up. My brother startled me by grabbing my shoulders from behind. "Still scared of the dark, pussy?" He laughed. I played it off, swore at him. He told me one brother was staying behind and asked if I wanted to ride home. I took him up on it. That night I collapsed on the couch, too tired to climb upstairs, but sleep didn't come easily.